Alright, hey guys. So I figured it's about time we talk about how to deal more damage. Now, there are quite a few factors that, help change your damage number. Right now, as you can see, we got a bunch of stuff in our inventory, and each thing kind of makes a big difference in its own way. Now, the main thing we want to do is first, find the right tool to use. We know there's the Slayer weapons, one for each, and you want to pick those out. Try to get the best enchants you can, like Corporate Foe, you put Bane on it, Corporate Falchion, you put Smite on it, and then from there, you end up with a really good weapon. You also want to throw Hot Potatoes on as well, and just having this will boost your damage considerably against the right mob. Now, the third weapon we have is an Emerald Blade, and you can replace this with a Midas or an AOTD or whatever you have. This is kind of what I use personally, since it does more damage if you have enough money. So once you're suited out with the weapon, now you're going to want to go for an armor set. And these three I have in my inventory right now are definitely some of the highest damage we can do currently, especially with the tux. Earlier today we found out that the Frozen Blaze helmet actually did a little more damage with the Elegant Tux, which was a bit of a surprise. And then likewise, with a Frozen Blaze set, you're doing a little more damage with the Tarantula helmet because it helps convert strength to crit damage. And since this set innately gives a lot of strength, the Reforge also is a pretty big factor, which applies to the sword as well, like getting spicy for your sword. Most of the time you want to get strong or godly for your armor pieces. This will give you a bit of strength, a bit of crit damage, and some crit chance, which is really needed. Now, from here, we go to the other menus. So there's two other things that add up to give you quite a bit of additional damage, especially since they're, something new like pets. Now, there are quite a few pets, and there are only a few that boost your damage to combat per se, since we're kind of mainly focusing on melee. The same thing for weapons applies, where you'd want to use bow, like Mosquito or Runans, with all the best enchants like Power 6, Fully Hot Potatoed, Rapid Reforge, but we're just focusing on melee. So the pets you probably look at that boost your damage the most would be the Ender Dragon pet. Definitely one of the top choices, since it boosts your strength and crit damage by quite a bit, and gives you a flat stat boost on everything, so it amplifies those numbers even more. If that's out of your price league, you can use something like a Tiger pet as well, a lot cheaper, does a pretty good job, or even the Enderman pet, since it gives a nice crit damage boost. There's also the Lion pet, but that one's a little annoying to level, so I wouldn't exactly bother with that. There's also Talismans. Now, there's about 49 Talismans, and some of them are really annoying to get, like the Campfire God badge, you have to go through a trial, the Love Ring, which is go through a whole quest line. It's kind of obnoxious. Some of them are Slayer. Basically, pick up as many Talismans as you can, especially if you can get them cheap on AH or able to craft them yourself. Each one really gives a big chunk of damage. Like looking at some of the stats, like a legendary one gives 10 strength, 10 crit damage. That's quite a bit of a boost. And each one, an epic one gives you 7. Now, as you see, the Reforge is different on them. With how I go for it is strong, purple and up, or godly if you need crit chance. And then blue and below, I go itchy. I guess they're rare and epic and up, but I go to call them by color, since that's just how I do things. Now, there's a few other things to help boost your damage. We have potions right here, which I have an archery potion as well, but you don't exactly need an archery potion, especially if you're doing something like melee. It's just kind of there, more so like you want to boost your damage with dragons or something. Now, this is definitely not something to think about for dragons, but right now they're not good, and gearing yourself up is really expensive. And if you're trying to make small boosts, you need a really big boost like Dragon Hunter and all this other stuff. That's something for another day. So some of the best stuff that you can do that you don't need to spend any money on compared to all this other gear are these potions and also your skill levels. So these skill levels make quite the difference. Each combat level gives you 4% more damage and 1 crit chance. So by the time you're combat 50, you get 50% base crit chance plus 200% more damage. That is tough to beat. Combat is definitely the best skill in this game because it amplifies your damage so much. With everything up and running, even pots, like it practically like doubles your damage, which technically does because 200% damage. Now, I know that's really good. And if they keep adding more skill levels, it'll get even better. Now, there's also another skill, which is a little more annoying to level, but it's still really good, and it's foraging. Every foraging level gets 2 strength, and 2 strength is nothing to scoff at, since every little bit counts, right? 2 strength is quite a damage bump. Now, it's pretty much like all the base stuff that will add up together to give you nice, good base stats. From there are 2 more items you can use. Technically 3, but that requires a pet user as well. There's the Weird Tuba, the Overflux, which together give you up to 55 strength from being used. There's also the Legendary Parrot Pet. Now that is kind of annoying because you get someone else to use it. Might be useful for a dungeon party, but that's kind of like too late game to think about. So right now let's, put them together. All the armor on, like the best armor. Tux set definitely gives you like the hardest hit, but I would not use this or something like Slayer or anything because you're gonna die in 1 hit, right? It'd be cool to be able to use it, but not in its current state, since you gotta be a little bit strong, like a lot of health. In Superior, most mobs can't kill you anyway, so yeah. Let's also take out all our talismans as well, just so you guys get like an idea of like a base hit right now. It's been quite a bit since we've done like a deep damage test, and we don't have a Midas anymore to force as like an end sword swap. But right now we're just gonna see base numbers like 200k. That's okay, right? And we also don't have our legendary dragon on. Let's slap that on. 285k. That's a fair hit. That's with like all buffs active, all talismans, their current gear. It should be above 500k, I believe, if with the Midas swap. But unfortunately, I can't test that at the moment. But if you're able to pick up some of these items, you should be able to boost your damage like quite a bit. Mainly like prioritizing talismans, maybe going to like at least strong armor. If you can, go for Blaze. Blaze is really expensive though, so maybe try to like go for Superior instead. Probably a lot more worth your money. Now, you see right here, fully decked out, 260. Take off the armor. Without the armor on, since the armor like changes it considerably, 160. So it went up about almost 100%, like 80% boost, which is the armor, which is about what it does. Since it gives like 50% more damage than what you currently do. Plus all the stats it gives as well. Like the stat boosts are really big. Probably you definitely want to over time boost what you have, so you can definitely be like the strongest player you can. Since having as many stats as possible will help you later on, especially maybe get into like dungeon parties. And if they add even harder content, the stronger you are, the more people probably will run with you if your party needs strong people. And yeah, this is getting a little long, so I think I am going to wrap it up here. What else? Now, what is there? So, this stuff's gonna run you quite a bit of money, so you might want to take it slow. That's the one thing, because the price on this stuff like adds up to quite a bit. Like some of these talismans can run you quite a bit of money. Like the Seal of the Family, pretty expensive. Full Superior is expensive. A Midas is expensive. A Tux is expensive. Some of the pets are expensive. You can definitely start out with slowly building them up, like going for lower tier versions of some of these talismans and then upgrading them since they don't stack. Now, there's like definitely inferior versions to all items, and if you can, get the best, but definitely go for the cheaper options since they will still help you out a lot. Now, I think that'll be it. Thank you guys if you guys managed to make this whole like blunder. Sorry it's kind of like rushed, but I just want to quickly run through since I feel like dungeons or Slayer is right around the corner, and you guys need that little extra damage boost, it might be worth, you know, upgrading your gear, going for Slayer, doing anything. Make sure you focus on your skills and getting your stats up, and you'll slowly get stronger and stronger. Thank you guys for watching. Maybe leave a sub if you made it all the way through. Take care, guys. Bye.